Konnichiwa minaboku wa Jeremy desu. Yoroshiku onegai shimasu. Hello. My name is Jeremy, and we wear in the Dragon Ball today. The Dragon Ball stuff. So, it's that time. And my voice is still blah. I have a cough, so I have a Hall's cough candy so that I hopefully can get through this video without coughing too much because every time I've been talking today, it's been brutal. It's like that point of the cold where it's like, ugh, the cough just doesn't go away. It's so annoying. Anyway, let's talk about the grand final running order and some other juicy little tidbits about what's going on because we don't know what's going to happen with the Netherlands. Let's just hold on a sec here. There we go. Uh, it's messy this year. The stuff with Israel's messy. The stuff with Netherlands is messy. Everything's messy. And I ain't talking about the soccer player messy. Okay. 26 countries. We have producers' choices. We have the actual draws of first half and second half of the semifinal. So basically, what happens is, not semifinal, the grand final. Once the people from the first semifinal go through, they go back to the press room and they do their draws for what part of the grand final they'll be performing in. Now, up until now, it's been first half or second half, but they've added producer's choice this year. So you can get first half, second half, or producer's choice wherever the producers want to put you for a better show. It can help avoid having like two similar songs too close to each other. Um, Weird stuff has happened this year. I think the big one that a lot of people are talking about is the fact that Ukraine has been put in the so-called death slot. But it might also actually mean that the producers have a lot of faith in Ukraine to score really high still from that position. It's called the death slot just because it's so early on. I mean, when you're watching a show with 26 songs at 3 minutes each, it's basically it's over an hour. And with all the postcards and everything too. So it can drag on. I mean, yes, they show you the recap videos and stuff too, but you don't fully forget them. But at the same time, it's just nobody has ever won the contest from the second slot before. I don't believe. I think that's the lore of the Eurovision Song Contest. So we knew going into this that Sweden had drawn first place. They're the host country; they get to choose first. They're going first, which isn't necessarily bad. I don't think Sweden wanted to host it a second time, anyways. She's Unforgettable, or just Unforgettable to me, is a forgettable song, the exact opposite of what they're going for. Um, but it's well produced and it's a great show opener too. And the guys will get it out of the way, and hey, then they're smiling for the rest of the evening. And then we have Ukraine with its beautiful religious imagery. Jerry Heil's vocals are amazing. The stunning imagery of her walking up that cliffside with the like meteor kind of shower looking stuff or the fireworks on the screen is just amazing. And Alyona with, I'm not a big fan of rap. But it's an interesting combination, the two together. So I don't know. It's still a really good song, and it's possible that it did really well with the juries and stuff. Because as at the time of recording this, it's the jury show happened already. So Germany, I don't think anybody really expected Germany to be super high. They have a unfortunate history, recent history of being last in the televote and the juries, and I think that the song's great. I think that the staging is really well done too. Is it going to be enough not to be last this year? There are there's one song in particular that people kind of consider to be the weakest in terms of vocal, but Colleen did really good at the jury show, allegedly. So, I don't know. Will it be something the jury would rate fairly high? I don't know. It depends on who they have on their dais this year. Is that the right word for it? On the juries. Because a lot of people were upset last year that there was a large percentage of pop people. So it'd be neat if they actually spread it out with like rock, classical, jazz, metal, pop, dance, like just everything. Rave music, techno, house. I don't know. I don't know what to expect yet. Luxembourg coming in fourth place. I mean, I do Part of me feels that Luxembourg scraped through in the semifinal. There's that cough. Um, Not necessarily in a bad way. It's just I can see, they're early on in the running order, so I don't think it's really been a contender to win the contest. And so putting it fourth place, it makes sense. I mean, at least they're in the final, so maybe Luxembourg will want to come back next year. That'd be good. Netherlands, we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. So there's all sorts of theories out there. Something about an altercation backstage with a journalist is what I'm hearing. There's also apparently during the interview right after they were all announced for the second semifinal, Just decided to distance himself from the Israeli delegation. And there was a question that was asked of Eden about, I think it was, does she feel by her presence there, or Israel's presence at the contest, that they're endangering other contestants? And people were like, oh, you don't have to answer that. And then you hear a voice say, why not? And that was allegedly used. So I don't know. This is just stuff I've seen. The police are now involved with whatever the incident is that involves him. And he wasn't allowed to perform at the rehearsal or the jury show. I think they showed the second semifinal video, which I don't know. I think it felt flat live. I don't think he had a lot of energy. Now there's a lot of sickness that seems to be going around. I found out that Maria Sati, the lady Marina Sati, the Greece lady, was sick when she performed, but she still made it through and she did a really good job. But that's why her dancing wasn't. It was so kind of clunky. I mean, when you're sick, you try to give it your all, but it's really hard. So I understand that, and I apologize for my comments before. It'll be interesting to see how she does at the final. So I hope she's feeling better. Netherlands, though, I mean, will we only have 25 countries? I mean, if they do show a pre-recorded clip, I mean, this happened with Australia. This happened with Iceland. It could go either way. Like when Dadi's group got COVID, and Montaigne was in Australia, it didn't bode so well for Montaigne, but Iceland still came in fourth or fifth place that year. I think it was fourth place. So I don't know. It is a very, very fan favorite song. And there was a lot of booing in the arena when everybody was told that he wasn't going to be able to perform. So will Netherlands just be disqualified? And if it is, does that mean whoever came 11th in the second semifinal would be bumped up to be in the grand final? I don't know how that works. Maybe it would just be 25. We're just going to have to wait and see. So I'm doing this video pretty late. It's almost midnight into like Friday night into Saturday where I am in Canada. So I don't know. We're going to see what happens, I guess, tomorrow. Israel, 6th place. A lot of controversy around it. I think that they want to get it out of the way as soon as possible. I am still shocked that they made it in. I did think there was a world where they wouldn't just because of what's going on. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going around. Moroccan Oil, which is a major sponsor of Eurovision, is, I guess, based in Israel. So they want to give them a chance, I suppose. I don't know. These are theories. So I don't think that Israel's a contender to win. They are second in the odds to win. But, I mean, what do the odds mean? Latvia was last, and they were the first called as qualifiers in the second semifinal. So odds mean nothing. I mean, Ireland could just as easily jump in as the winner. We all think it's going to be Croatia. I still do. I still have a very strong... That's going to be my vote. I'm going to be voting for Croatia and Ireland. That's just my votes. I'd love to see it in Croatia. I think Switzerland's a great song too. But I really would love Croatia to get a chance to host again. And if I ever get a chance to go, I'd love to go to Ireland. But Switzerland would be fun too. I don't know. We'll see. Lithuania, Luktelk, never really my favorite song, but it's okay. It's in a good spot. Spain's the second of the big five to go. but like third of the big six if you include Sweden, because of they're the host country. So I love Zora. I think it's a good place for it though. Still, I mean, you have this kind of low energy, but it stays a static energy, kind of like a club song for Luktelk, up to like this 80s fun throwback feel of fun with Zora, into the craziness of Estonia, which only builds to the craziness more of Ireland. And I've never really been a big fan of the Estonian song this year. I mean, it's good to have them there, especially if Netherlands doesn't get a chance to perform. Then Estonia will probably eat up some of those because it's the next craziest one, like in a different way than Ireland's crazy, if that makes sense. Ireland voting or getting like first part of the semi. I mean, I knew they were going to put them kind of towards the end because it is a favorite. So I'm pretty sure like they're going to split that semi up after the 13th song. So after United Kingdom, it'll probably be like a big break and then continue on from there with Norway starting the second one. So Ireland's place is pretty decent. Latvia coming right after Ireland and before Greece is a weird spot, but it does make it memorable because Ireland is insane. Latvia is very pared down and emotional, and Greece is kind of bumping it up in the insanity again. And then we have the wonderful gayness of the United Kingdom, which is just as insane too, and I'm excited for it. And then starting off the second half of the final, Norway's another insane song. Very, it could be. I think it's a top 10. I'm not sure if it'll be a top 5. It's possible, but it's hard to tell. I wonder if more people are going to throw the rock vote towards Croatia. Could they eat each other's votes up? I don't know. I don't know. We don't have San Marino. We don't have Czechia. Are there any other rock ones? Not really. Not that I can think of off the top of my head. So those are the two big rock ones. We'll see. Portugal kind of pared back. A lot of people do like it. It is a little divisive, not in a bad way. Wait a minute, I missed a whole bunch. I missed a bunch. Sorry. Norway to Italy. Italy, I'm not a big fan of that one. She changed her outfit for the jury show. I guess you're allowed to make little changes. I just thought you had to do it the same way in all of the stuff, but whatevs. Um, I, I, I don't think it's gonna win. I think it's kind of gone down in the odds too. But again, what do the odds mean, right? We've been learning this year. It's different. Serbia, between Serbia and Portugal, which are considered like the two closest to each other in terms of similarities. I like Serbia's better than Portugal's. Again, I've never been a huge fan of a lot of Portugal songs. I love Mimi Cat from last year, but I mean this one's not bad. It's fine. It's fine. But I love Serbia. Finland again. It's okay. It's a crazy batshit nuts song. So I guess it's up against Estonia, especially if Netherlands doesn't perform. But it's going to be between those three. And again, if they just show the pared down performance that Yus did in the semifinal, I don't think it's going to have as much impact as maybe he would have been saving his energy for the grand final. Who knows what's going to happen? Then Portugal. So you have Finland between Serbia and Portugal, I guess, just to break up that because they're both kind of slower, similar songs, I guess. They're the two closest, I guess, that are of similar vein. Armenia, I mean, Jacko, gonna be bouncing around on stage, having fun. It's a fun song. It's great. Elevating the energy to Cyprus, which again, Liar is again, it's an okay song. Is it stronger than Loop was? I don't know. Perhaps if the things were switched and Malta was in the first semifinal and Cyprus was in the second, I wonder if Malta would have gone through. There's a lot of what ifs, maybe. Switzerland is next. This starts kind of where we see some of the more stronger ones. Nemo is doing fantastically. The semifinal performance was great, of course. Still pretty high up in the odds. Slovenia's next. I'm loving that they put Raven here. Good place for her. Croatia is still the favorite to win. I again I'm not a huge rock person, but this song is fun, and I'm a cat dad too, and I think there's just something about Marco. He's very, very accessible. He's very genuine, and he comes across quite modest, and he's just there to have fun. And I don't think he's just doing it for himself, but like, could you imagine being the first person to win for your country ever? That's got to be so exciting, and I hope he does get it. Georgia, oh my God, Georgia definitely wins the strongest female bop this year. Absolutely. Nutsa, I think is her name. Amazing energy, amazing vocals. She has it all. She's like the Chanel of this year, but in her own camp. And Firefighter is such a fun song. I love it. I love the hook. Everything is great about it. France, so there was a bit of a blip at the jury show. He had a bit of a blip when he was doing his solo part. So I wonder if that's going to hurt him with the juries. If the juries have been told they weren't allowed to watch anything until now to get rid of that bias, and this is the first thing that they see, there's a chance. But you could tell he's a good vocalist. Could he win the jury vote? Maybe. But there's like the staging isn't that great. Again, France likes to minimalize everything, and when they do take a chance, it's something that I like Hulin. They weren't even singing in French when they did Hulin. They were singing in Brittany. I can't even think of the name. I'm tired. I'm sorry, guys, but it wasn't even specifically French. It was kind of a form of French. But anyway, Hulin, my favorite French song. I even like it over Ne partez pas sans moi, which was Celine Dion, and I love Celine. But I don't know. Foulin was just fun. And then Austria to close the show. So you have all these levels of different energy stuff, and it's kind of fun. I like it. I do like the order. I think it's good, and I'm so glad Colleen gets to close out because she loves Eurovision so much. Dawn seems to love Eurovision so much. Bambi had a genuine reaction to getting in. I think Dawn's Bambi and Nutsa all had genuine reactions and super excited because they broke the non-qualification streaks for their countries, which is exciting, super exciting. And, it's just great to have them all back in the grand final. And so we'll see what happens this year. It's still anybody's game. It's not a cut and dry, clear winner 100%. Like we all think Croatia's going to win. And I do hope they do, but who knows? We could be going to Switzerland. We could be going to Ireland. I don't think we're going to end up going to Israel. I don't think we're going to Ukraine. And even if those won, I think that it would be whoever came in second, just like what happened with Ukraine in 2021 to 22, or 22 to 23. But who knows? I do think it's going to be Croatia. And I think if I were to make a prediction of the top three based on the performances that I've seen, it's going to be, the split screen is going to be between Croatia and Switzerland. Netherlands could have had a place in the top three, but I don't know. I think it's going to be, I'm going to say top five. This is just a guess. Croatia, Switzerland, that'll be the split screen. Ukraine, Ireland. Who am I going to put fifth? It's either going to be France or Israel. Or Norway. France, Israel, or Norway. I don't know who to put fifth. I don't know. I'm thinking more along the lines of it's going to be France or Norway. I really think that something's going to happen in terms of just the voting stuff. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Like, everything's all over the place, and there's so many controversies already this year with everything. Everything's a controversy. This is like the most controversial year, but really it's not. There's always stuff that happens. I mean, I made the joke that since Russia was going to be out, most of the controversies would probably stop because a lot of the controversies were around them and people claiming they were cheating and blah, 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 blah. But, I mean, there's just as many controversies in general anyway. We had the Belarus situation. Now Belarus is out. We had Russia. Russia's out. There's a controversy with Netherlands right now. There's a controversy with having Israel in the contest right now. There's I wouldn't say controversy. I'd say actually kind of a good thing is similar to the Effendix effect. Remember Effendi and Tix? I mean, it hasn't really caught on as much, but people are pointing out that there seems to be a pretty close friendship between Sylvester Belt and Nemo. Could we have a potential more than friendship developing there? I don't know. I don't know. But another fun, wonderful moment was Nemo mentioning Bambi and the fact that they're both really, well, Nemo's super glad to be able to share this experience with Bambi as another non-binary person who, because this is a whole new thing, right? This is the first, I think, official Eurovision where official non-binary people, non-binary people, are representing their countries, and that's awesome. That's amazing, and I love that Ollie, who is openly gay, is putting on this very homoerotic performance for the United Kingdom. And I loved the semifinal one where we had that weird kind of block of Bambi, of like this paganistic kind of darkness, exorcism, exorcising a demon, but it's like your ex out of your life. That's what I took away from it. Into the homoeroticism of Dizzy. Into, now, am I right about this? Was Poland in there and then Ukraine, or was it right into Ukraine? Because if it went like, I'm not remembering, but if it was directly from Ireland to UK to Ukraine, that is like an awesome block, because it's like super religious with the Ukraine side of things. So you're getting people talking. It's a lot. And of course, people are like more focused on the darkness of Bambi Thug, but that's the art of it. The darkness of it, yes, but the most artistic performance of this entire contest this year, of the entire 2020s so far, maybe of the one of the best stagings ever at Eurovision, if not the best. You know, it's a risk. Ireland took a risk in 2021 and it kind of failed a bit, but it's completely different now, but it's like, it's doing great. It's got people talking, and that's what you want, right? There's not really so much stuff, or no such thing as bad press. I mean, there is, but this is getting people talking. So I'm super excited. I'm super excited for this. If Ireland does happen to be a dark horse and get another win, it's like Sweden and Ireland, right? But as Petra was saying, if Bambi were to win, Bambi's parents are Irish and Swedish, so it'd kind of be like a dual win again. So it'd be 8 wins, though technically Ireland would win. Anyway, I'm excited to watch the grand final. I'm off of work, so I can watch it at noon in BC, British Columbia, Canada. It's on YouTube, on the official Eurovision YouTube channel. I have a radio show called the Vision of Eurovision every Friday night from 10 p.m. till 11 p.m. Pacific time. It's 92.5 FM in Kamloops. You can check it out at thex.ca or at the TuneIn or Stream It apps, and you just look up CFBX and it's there. And I'll probably have another video reacting to whoever wins, but I'd love to hear who you guys think are going to win. And if you want to have conversations down below, please do so.